Hi, my name is Tamar Kikoria. I'm from Tbilisi, Georgia, and I currently live in London. The collection presented here is part of my dissertation project, and it is a presentation of practice-led design methodology. In general, my practice is always a mix of intellectual and practical research, and this is represented through archival work, through technological experimentation, shape work, toile work, and re-conceptualization of traditional craft. And this research started with my interest in how the big social change affect identity crisis in today's world and also historically. However, the more design always starts from this core question why, and for me it's always the starting point, and it helps me ensure the garments created are meaningful and they have a purpose. In general, I believe that unless an object and a garment can be justified in their making, they shouldn't, and this is ensured I ensure this by adopting a slow fashion mindset, and I look at the product whole life cycle. In the case of this collection, it was done not just through materials but also shape work. And the materials that I used were 100% natural and sustainable. And throughout the whole garment making process, I tried to minimize use of unsustainable materials as much as possible. And I tried to use as less hardware as possible, and this was done through the design process as well, by minimizing zippers, by adding ribbons or anything similar. But the more important part was the shape work, and this was to ensure that one garment could be part of multiple different ones through add-ons, removable parts such as removable collars, removable sleeves of any other part of the garment. You ensure the connection with the wearer, and emotional durability is very, very important today as well, because it creates a connection with the wearer, and especially in the world where we lose the connection with objects that we surround ourselves, I believe that was very important. Another aspect was using boning and hip padding, the historical hip padding. By removing or with adding, it creates a completely different garment, and I thought that was very, very interesting to follow that identity crisis that happens within a person, to follow the shape work and shapewear. I thought that was a good representation as well. Another way that I wanted to look into this parallel between historical and modern world was through the craftsmanship and craftswork. And in very technological world, it is true that craft is slowly losing its identity, and it was important for me to look for ways to supplement the two and to see the relationship between the very traditional craftwork used in 17th century and all the techniques that we are using today. And for me, that was possible to do through archival work and through technological experimentation. Through archival work at Victoria and Albert, and I was allowed to see the actual 17th century garments, which showed me the craft techniques used on them, and then I could represent them through the technological tools of the today. First one was the garment slashing, and I was able to transfer it on digital and use laser cutter to imitate the work. And the other one was complete digital pattern making, and also 3D printing, which I used to create solid ruffs and solid cuffs. And through technological experimentation, I was able to realize that instead of technology completely replacing traditional craft, it is actually the intellectual use of technology to supplement the craft that is very important today to create that unique pieces of unique handmade pieces that would be very interesting for the customer. And I thought that relationship that would add more to the relationship that a designer can create between themselves, the wearers, and the technology used within the making of the garment. And it made very, very important part of it. And I believe it's that intellectual decision making a designer makes, why the certain aspects of the garment are made, that they are very important, and also ensures that thinking through making part of my project that I was able to research. Thank you.